That's 2 minutes. So we wait. So we wait for the, they're online. So this class is streamed out to the online portal, the WeChat and YouTube. I don't know. No, what do you see on your phone? If you see on your phone, there will be about 30-second lag, right? So you will listen to my word, and then after 30 seconds, listen to say something like an echo. No. No. No need. Okay. So let me start. No, we need to wait. We need to wait until every. No. Oh, this is. Huh? Okay. 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 Can we get started? No, you always started Lingangu. So I thought that was something so not popular in your age. Yeah, it shouldn't be popular in your age. So this is some popular thing I have to say. Okay, so now close it. Turn off, mute it, turn it off, and put it aside. No, but there will be echoes. It's annoying to see the echoes here, right? So we just run through all the paper. So for you, I think for you is okay, but then so you just do it and to see. So why? So there are some easy questions you may wrong, right? So because if you, what? So now, basically, when I see through all these papers, I find that so it's difficult than the more difficult than the last year's paper actually. Yes. Yeah, but then so not that hard. So I think since the highest student also can get near full mark, so I think it's okay, right? Yeah. So yeah, near full mark. Then no, so 76 maybe I heard some 76 and 70. Yeah, right. So now, do we need to talk about question 1? By the way, no. What is the answer for it? 16, right? So the section 2, it's just quite simple. We just overlap these two figures together, right? The top one and the bottom one. Over them together, so it's the second one. Yeah. So question 3. So since the ratio is 3:7:9, it's the average is 38. It's not the sum. Right? Average is 38. So now the sum would then equal to 38 times 3, so which is a 114, so which is the 19 units, right? So 1 unit would equal to 6. So 1 unit equal to 6. So now so it's the 6 times 7. The answer is 42. Also we just label easy question. And then so question 4, the average speed. So the answer is not 20, by the way. The answer is not 20. The average speed, yeah. So the average speed should be calculated like you should use the total time, the total distance over the total times the average, right? So now what is so we suppose that the total distance is the s. And then we know the total average is 16, so which means the total trip is 2s over 16. This is the total time for whole trip. And then for the from home to the park, the average speed is 12. The time taken is s over 12. So now we use this minus, so 1 over 8 minus 1 over 12 is 1 over 24, right? So s divide 1 over 24s, so it's the 24 kilometers per hour. It's also an easy question. As long as you know the definition of average speed. Question 5, yeah, so just all the numbers are the same, right? Just suppose one of them to be the A. So this is 2A, 3A, 2A, A square, and then 1, right? So now it's actually is the A square plus 2A plus 1 equal to 2025. So this is the A plus 1 square is the 2025. So obviously, so A equal to 44, right? Easy question. Yeah, it's just okay. You can make it in A plus 1, A minus 1 equal to 43, right? It's also okay, right? And then the question, then is the question 6, counting. Yeah, I hate counting. So now so if we see one group is 1 unit, so January, February, March is the 4, 5, 3, so it's 12 units. It's the 84. So 1 unit equal to 7. And then so it's asking me October, November, December, so it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 6, 8. 8, 6, 8 is the 22. 22U, yeah, would then equal to 154, right? Easy. I think that so this one, right? So actually, so 205 because the average is so now the area is always the average, right? The same area. Yeah, so they always the same area, but this one don't have the same area. So we choose the 205. Do we have any other reason to find that something? So I think one two type of line.
There are 4 types of line. For 2 horizontally and
I'm thinking, can we use the symmetric to define it? But I think it's not. So if I think that each of the figure rotate 180 degrees become the same, but I think all the picture does, right? All the picture rotate 180 degrees the same, right? So there's no one that is not. So so I think 202 also makes sense. I don't think this question because for all this 201, 203, 204, and 205, we can always find a line to be symmetric. For example, this one, yeah, maybe this one, and this one, right? It's symmetric, but then 202 is not. So I think 202 also makes sense. I don't know. So I hate this pattern finding question because you can always find a reason to extend your answer. So maybe I can. So if I go some harder way, so some weirder way, so I may have an explanation for you to tell the 204 is a special one. Maybe it's possible.
Teacher Ethan,
Huh?
202 is okay. 203 is the only one with all 4 triangle. The only one all 4.
I don't know. So actually, the problem is I don't know how they mark this question because I can explain this logic by 202. So I think right, 202 don't have a ISIS to be symmetric. All the others have. So I think 202 also work. So never mind. But I think since all of you right think 205 is the most reasonable answer, this question is also to find the most reasonable answer. It's not for the only correct answer. There could be more than one correct answer, as I've said. Ignore it. I hate this question. Stop.
You can make sense.
Stop. Right. So now the question 8. So A, B. I thought this question is hard because I didn't see BCD has nothing. I thought BCD has something initially. And if it has nothing, this is quite easy. Just start with A. So now A give half to B, so become half U and half U. And then B pass a third to C, so becomes a 1/3 U and 1/6 U. And then B also pass a quarter of remaining to D. So it's the 1/4 and 1/12. And then meanwhile, so A give a fifth of what he has left to E. So and then we want to find the minimum remaining of A. So we want to find minimum value of U because every number here is whole number. So U must be the multiple of all the denominator, right? So now U must be the LCM of the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12. It's only about 10, 12, by the way, right? Because 12 is the multiple of 2, 3, 4, 6. It's just about the 60. Right? U is as small as 60. So now the remaining is the no, so it's the now, right? 24, right?
so easy.
It's all questions are easy. So I have to, yeah. So for this one, right? So there's so many methods. So first, there's the shading radius two triangle. Of course, ADE, this is midpoint. So ADE is half of the ADF. And ADF obviously is a quarter of the ABCD. So it's the half times, yeah. Huh? Oh no, it's crap. So we cannot write thing like this. So ADE is half of the ADP. ADF. Oh yeah, you can convert it here. It's also okay, right? Yeah. So yeah. Yes, it's so, right? So now BEF would then be half of the BDF. Then we just adding them together. The total shaded region would then be a quarter of ADF plus BDF. So it's the triangle ABD, right? So it's the 25. Half times 10 squared. So 25. Generally, it's easy question. No, I thought I have a midpoint. I don't read the question, so this seems to be the midpoint. Yeah, you can. Hey, you can almost assume this midpoint. Yes, of course. Yeah, of course you can. Of course you can. Question 10. So every row have the distinct number, maximum sum. So just to make the 15 here, 14 here, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. So the sum of this, there's an easier way to calculate it. So just use the 5 to 6 all to the 15 and then minus the missing 13. This is faster. Right? So 110 minus 13. So it's the 97. Yeah. So all the first 10 questions, they are easy, right? The 1 point question, they're just easy questions. Question 11 is also easy. So now the three numbers, the ratio of the first and the second, the first number, second number, third number, 1, 2, 3, 5 to 9, just unify the unit. So using the 2, so making the 15, 27, and then this is a 5, right? So now the sum would then be 47 units, so which equal to 94. So U equal to 2. Right? So now, since now we can find that U equal to 2 here, so the second number is just 2 times 15. So it's the 30. 30. Right. Then question 12. Question 12 says that, so 1,000 apples, and then so suppose this is X, this is Y, so save your time. This is an easy question, but easy question. And can algebra solve? Is algebra the fastest way? I don't know, but what's wrong? Okay. Don't touch it. Okay, right. So now it's the X plus Y equal to 1,000, and then the orange increased by 20%. There's 1.2Y, and then apple increased by 50%. So, sorry, 1.5X, and then the difference is 120. So we just try to solve this thing. No. Times 20 would make So times 20, and then so you make calculation harder. So I just divide this 1.5 over the second expression to make it easier. So I divided 1.5 because every number here is multiple 1.5. So of course it's 0.8 times of 1.5. So I think this is easier than adding them together to find out the y. So 1.8y is the 1080. So y is the 600, and x is the 400, right? Okay, and then for this 400, so the question is not asking for 100 apple, it's the added apple. The added apple is the 50% of this 400. So it's the 200. Easy question. So now the question 13. The question 13, the BD equal to 3, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 1. So now we just connect this AE. You can also connect the DF, but obviously connect AE is easier. Connect DF, you can solve it, by the way, right? Yeah. Yeah. So you connect DEF, use bird head is okay, but I don't think. Right. So ADE on that, so it's a quarter of ABE. And then so which ABE is then half. So it's 1/8 of the 96. So it's the 12, right? On the other hand, AEF is 2/3 of AEC, which is A is C is half. So now it's the 1/3 of the 96 is the 32. Right. So the answer is 44. Yeah. Right. Easy. No. So actually, if you don't touch it, it's always okay. Yeah. Right. And then the question 14. We find a number when divided by 8, the remainder is what? It is 1. Divided by 6, the remainder is 3. And when divided by 5, the remainder is 2. That's right. And then we want to find the largest number less than 2025. So 568 is small divisor. Maybe we can just listing, right? We just listing and find the, yeah. So now listing from first, right, is the 1, 9, and then the 17. But then you see 9 is the first number just satisfied as divided by 6, remainder 3. So 9 is the first number satisfied the first and second. And then we just need this. So now we use 9 to plot the LCM of 6 and 8, which is 24, right? So now we see to find the second. So the second is 33, and then the next one is the 57 at 57, right? Just satisfy the third. So now the special solution is 57. So now A can be written as 57 plus the LCM of 568, which is the 120. We're going to make this one smaller than 2025, right? So which means K is this is 16 something, right? I remember the 16 something. Yeah, don't care about which actual value is it. Okay, right? So now, which means the minimum value for K is the 16, and then for A is the 1977. I remember the answer. So maybe this is first a medium question or easy question. So I think it's also easy because the calculation is not that hard. So there could be many calculations if you use the wrong method, but I think it's okay. But maybe I give some respect to this question to give it a medium question. And then the question 15, yeah, the average. So you can always use the, right? So we can use the concentration clause or the average clause to make this calculation of the question way easier. So now he scored the 89, and then the original average is 78. And 78 and 89 making a 79. So which means the difference 1 to 10. So the test taken, hey, don't touch it. Yeah. So now the test taken is 1 to 10, which means he just takes 10 tests before this 89, right? So now the total test taken would then be 11. So now this is for the first. And then, so now secondly, so now the average is become the 79. And then we want additional test to make it a 80. So we know the difference here. Also, we can see the test taken here, the new test is only 1 test. Beforehand, we have 11 tests. So which means by the concentration clause, the original one should be 80 plus 11, so which is the 91. Yeah, so concentration clause is the fastest to solve this question. If you don't want to use this method, you use maybe use the algebra, or maybe use something else. It's also okay. It's also okay, right? So now it's just the 91. Easy question. So question 16. No, so now this question it's not that easy. It's not that easy. It's not that easy. Yeah, so you should realize the thing. So we cannot know who is numerator, who is denominator, but we can add in this is A, this is the B. So we can add in the sum of all this number together. This is a medium question because you need to think of this thing and then you solve it. So now A plus B would then equal to the sum of all these numbers. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29. 1 to 9, right? 1 to 9. Oh, this is the interesting conclusion. Is 2 to 23, the sum is 100. I remember we used this one to make a question somewhere. So the sum of 2 to 23 is exactly 100. Right. So now we make this 1 to 9. And the logic is, since now we know that B can divide this A, right? Because X is a whole number, B can divide A. So B must also be able to divide this A plus B, so which is the 1 to 9. So the denominator is the factor of 1 to 9. 1 to 9 can be written only as 3 times 43. So which means It's either 3 or 43 for this B. But can B be 3? No, 2, 3, 5 already overtake 3. So now B have to be 43.
Yeah.
So now X, the maximum value for the X is the 2. Yeah, right? So it's easy to form. Yeah, it's easy to form, right? So 3, 17, and 23, and maybe we have other format. And so, and this is the only integer value for X, because X cannot be larger than X cannot be 1. X cannot be 1, right? So this is the only value. This is the only value. Right? So now this is the question 16. And question 17 is also about ratios. So you know that 25 of A's money equal to 14 of the B's money. So you can convert this thing. So A to B, it's just reverse ratio. So just 40 to 25, right? So now it's the 8 to 5. And so now 30% of A is 40% of, okay, teacher Turner didn't change this as well. So he changed many of the percentage, but not here. So now 30% of A is equal to 40% of B and C. So now A to B plus C would then be the 40 to 30. So it's a 4 to 3. So now which means, so A is the 8 unit, B is the 5 unit, A, yeah, so C is the 1 unit, right? And we know that A has $210 more than C. So now it's the 7U equal to the 210. Now U equal to $30. Now B is the 5 times 30, so it's the 150. Easy question. Question 18. This one actually, there are some ways for you to guess it out, actually. So some way for you to guess it out. Yeah, but you need to guess, right? So I can show you 2 ways. So one way is to use algebra, one is to use geometry. So to use the algebra, right, you will see that. So we should know that the EF actually equal to half of the AD plus BC, the main line of a trapezium, right? So then we will see that. So if we suppose here, this is EF is the X. So now AD is the 2X minus 60. Sorry, 2X minus 30, not 60, right? And then, so now this is A, this is A, this is B, this is B. So the algebra way, it just, so we want to, so the 62 we are finding is the 30 plus X plus A plus B. The total circumference we are finding is 2A, 2B, 30 plus 2X minus 30. So it's the 2A plus 2B plus 2X. So it's the 2 times of ABX. Look at the first expression. You will see that A times B times A plus B plus X is the 32. So now this is just 2 times of 32. So it's the 64. Using the algebra to express it. Huh? C, the perimeter or circumference, right? So now the, if you want to use the perimeter P, it's also okay, right? C is more common used in the circle. We call circumference of the circle, right? No, it's either P or C. We don't use the T.
What's T for?
Troll.
What?
T is standing for troll.
Oh.
Okay, so now there's a geometry way. There's geometry way. So now you can just drawing a parallelogram here. So now, hey, you find out the thing is that. So now the I draw a maybe I draw a parallelogram here. Maybe I draw no. So the the system has some problems in the barriers, right? So now I draw a parallelogram, and then so now we would find out the thing is that, hey, you see the perimeter of this one is the perimeter of the parallelogram below minus the, this is the G, for example, right? So now the circumference of the parallelogram below is the 62 plus this EG. And then the total trapezium we can also compare with parallelogram. But I think this question is too complicated. I think the algebra is clearer. So maybe just use the algebra way. It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Yeah, so it's easy question anyway. So I think algebra way is always easier for this question. Question 19. So B has 7 times of A speed. And then, so now after A starting from 1 lap. So now if A goes for 1 lap, B must go for 7 lap. So now, which means together they go for 8 lap. And we know the conclusion on the circular wrong way is that, so every time they goes for 1 lap, they meet 1 time, right? So if they together goes for 8 laps, so they must meet 8 times. Did we count the last one, right? So it's not that clear. So you write 7? I don't know. So yes, of course. So okay, how many what do you think? Do you think the question is so this,
okay, we'll see about that. And then, but
so hey, so let's read at this. Would have met Arjun after starting and complete. So now it says that, so it's not about, it don't use the word between or something like this. So I think, I don't know. So this question is not that accurate. So I would stand for 8. But if you write 7, I can accept if you write 7. It's an easy question anyway, but I'm not so sure because even you have different understanding of it. So yeah, okay, right, okay. Then question 20. This is the pattern finding. This question is just you will see that in GEP test. So just the lap, it's just we overlap the two. So for this shape, we overlap the two picture. Yeah. Yeah, and then we minus the so it's just like this. So now, yeah, so we overlap in this two, right? And then minus the crossover part, or minus the common part. So I prefer to use the common part. No, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. No, it's so you see, the middle is made by this two. This one is made by this two. Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? So no, this is the symbol of how the pictures are made here. So now for this picture is made by this two. So which means, so then this two overlap. So it's something like this, right? Yeah. And then so and this one when we overlap together, so the overlapping part is the bottom line. So we have a cross here and a line here, right? So now in the end, so the answer should then be 304. Yeah. So it's not, so if it's between Adrian starts moving and completing 1 lap, then I suppose it's 7. But it don't use the word between, right?
use
And yeah, so you see, use the word and. It's not used between. So I don't know. So
when they start, they mean because they start at the same point, so at the
we don't count the start. Of course, we don't count the start, right? We don't count the start, obviously. But then, do we count the end? I don't know. Yeah, after the start. Yeah, I don't know. So I would answer 8, but if you answer 7, I accept. But I just don't know how they mark this question. Maybe I don't think so. So your logic may work for the question 4. Question 4. No, for this one. Where's the pattern finding? Yeah, for this one. So if my answer is 202 and I have my reasons, so can you say 202 is correct? I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Right. So now for this one is that, so two kind of book, 1 for 4, 1 for 5. Total was 231. So it's the 4x plus 5y equal to 231. So we just need to find, so how many solutions are there? So generally we can find the first one solution of the indefinite equation by, so the smallest one, because 231 has remainder 3 by remainder 1 by 5. So now the smallest one is x equal to 4. And then, so in this case, it's 215 divided by 5, so 43. So we find the first solution with the smallest x is 4 and 43. And then we can do the crossover by adding the x with 5, subtract the y of the 4. So now the second solution would then be 9, and then this is the 39, and then 14, and this is the 35. And then continue this process until the y is not enough to minus 4. So because it's always minus 4 here, so the last one is only minus 40 to become a 3. Meanwhile, so now you see that, so we minus 10 of the 4, so we can plus 10 of the 5. So the final solution is the 54 and 3. So now from the first one, we can make this change by 10 times. So totally, we should have 10 plus 1. We have 11 group of solutions. Easy question? Yeah, I thought this is an easy question. Question 22. Yeah, I don't know what is your method, but I think I use a weird method to solve it. I just use the circle to directly calculate it. But you don't need to use the circle. You need to use the circle. But then still, if you can use algebra way for it, because obviously this is 41, and you can calculate this one is the 98. It's 98, right? This one is 98. So now, hey, you can just try to assume this one is the x, and this is the x. So this is the 180 minus 2x. Then, oh no, no. So so now here, so you just because AB also equal to AC, right? AB also equal to AC. Oh yeah. It also works, of course, right? So now it's the B. So because now you can see, so ACB is 41 plus x. This is 41 plus x, right? So now we can just use the triangle. We see that 82 plus 2x equal to 180. So we solve out this x. So it's the 49, x is 49. And so now the answer is 180 minus 2x is the 49. 2x is 49. So 100 minus the 49 would then equal to the stop, right? So what is 180 minus 14? Oh no. So it is not correct because the CB don't equal to CD, so it's a Y. I just realized what Xing is talking about. But it's the same thing, right? It's 2x and 2y. So now you can get the x plus y equal to 49, right? And then so then yeah. So this question is an easy question. So not that easy because maybe medium, right? So hey, I use the circle to solve it very easily. So now because obviously you see that, so because AP equal to AC equal to AD, right? So now A is the center. BCD would then be the 3 point on the circumference. And then, so now you see, so first, this is 41, this is 41, this is 98. And then the central angle of an arc is always half of the circumference. So this is 49. And the second thing is that, so now for a quadrilateral inside a circle, this two angle must be supplementary. So this is 180 minus 49, 131, right? You can solve it. You can use this way to solve it. If you learn about a circle, use the circle to easily solve the question that way, right? This is a medium question. I don't think it's easy. Okay, and then the question 23. Why pencil is? Never mind. So now, this is a working backward list. So in total, we have the total is always 400, right? The total is always 400, never change. There's no percent here, so 60%. Yeah, so percent, right? Okay. So now if Lena gave 60%, so now the remaining is also times 40%. This one increased by some value. And then secondly, so now Roy then gives 25 hours. So now its times is 75%. And then in the end, Lena have the 127. So first, we use the total minus extra.
I will have 127. Oh, no.
So it's the 273, right? And then because it comes from a time 75%, so now we divide the 75%. So 364. And then the total is all the same. So now here we have the 36. And 36 divided by 40%. So it's the 90 here and 310 here. So this is actually an easy question or normal question? Easy?
No.
Easy or medium?
Normal. It's a normal. It's not.
Easy or medium? I thought it's easy. Because just question that we trade a lot of times. So I thought it's easy. So now
1.5.
You sure? Oh, then about 24. So now A plus B plus C, A plus C is the this is easy. Yeah, this is medium. You think this is medium? So now, so we adding this thing together, so we can see that 2 times of A plus B plus C will then equal to what? 36U, right? So A plus B plus C equal to 18U. And then we just bring it back to check. So now A is the 5U, B is the it's the sum, it's 9. So now U is the half, right? We only need to find the C. So C, we can use the ABC minus AB. So C is 10U, right? So it's the 5. No, I think this is easy. I think this question maybe is even easier than 23. Yeah. Yeah. I think, so now when I define the easy question, the logic is, if you learn this subject, you know how to do it. Obviously, if you learn this subject, you do know how to add them together. So, which means, right? But they ask you about the other numbers, 2 numbers anyway. We only ensure the answer is the whole number, right? Okay. Then the 25 is also easier. If we see exactly the same question before, so we have the boy X, girl Y. So this is the percent, this is the percent, right? So now it's the 20. So now first, beforehand is the X plus Y equal to 155. And then so 20% of the boy left. So the remaining boy is 0.8x. And then the girl increased by 30%. So it's the 1.3y equal to 159. Again, just to solve it. But this might be harder to solve because maybe times 5. Hey, this one is not that easy for you to figure out how to do it. So maybe times 5 to the second one, times 4 to the first one. So 4x plus 4y equal to 620. 4x plus it have 6.5y. So I will do like this. So which is 15 is the 795, right? 795.
Why would be 7?
Huh?
Why would be 7? Why is 7?
Yeah, so now we just find out that so now it's the 2.5y is the 275. So now y is the 70, and then x
will be 85.
Yeah. Sorry, y is the 70, x is the 85, right? So now the question is asking for this 85, right? So now easy. Yeah, I think that's easy.
So easy.
Easy to guess the answer, by the way. You just so you just write the answer 60 and go. I think so. I don't spend even 1 minute to solve the question. Just write the 60 and go. The answer can only be 60. No. So, but if you want to draw it, right? So this is proof. So now, so first, you see the 260 degree. Of course, we can make it into a equilateral triangle. It does not seem equilateral because Teacher Turner didn't draw the picture well. Yeah, but I think, yeah. And then, so now the logic is, so you see that we can just, so we can just move this side here, right? And then move this side here. And move this side here, this side here. Right?
Why for animals we are not allowed to be simple?
No. So now you see that we moving these lines together. So we will see that actually the perimeter can be moved into the large equilateral triangle. So the answer is 60. So just finding out this way may not be easy, but it's very easy for you to guess out the answer. So I also see this is an easy question. Then 27. Yeah, some student in this classroom don't know 34372. I think if you don't know it, just try it. It won't be that for you to find, right? So yeah. So generally, we suppose this number is the A, B, and C. So now if A squared equal to B times C, which means A times B times C actually equal to A's cube. So which means we have to find which cube number is the 74088, right? So now we do the prime factorization and we find out 2 to the power 3, 3 to the power 3. So now it's easy for you to find the 2 first, right? Because it's multiple of 8, right? Divide by 8. And then this multiple of 7, multiple of 9, the sum of digit, right? So you divide the 9, then we have additional 3. And then we find the remaining number 343. 343 is 7 to the power 3, right? Okay, so now this is, yeah. What if you don't know 343? Try it. Don't have 2, don't have 3. Don't, oh, of course it's not 5, then try 7. Yeah, because it must be a cube number. So 343 must be someone's cube. Yeah, so it must be 7 cube, right? Okay. So now A should equal to 237, so which is a 42, right? So A should equal to 42. But then what about B? B and C. So now for B and C, because the number is still very hard, we know that B times C is the 42 squared. Meanwhile, the B plus C is the 182 minus 42 is 140. So if you try to find out the B and C here, it's a disaster. The number is too large. Do we have some easier way to simplify it? We do. No. So not the C. It's B. It's A. So now B plus C, 140. 140 is a multiple of 14, right? And B times C is also a multiple of 14. So which means A and B must both be multiple of 14, right? Or you know 40, maybe just about 7, right? Maybe 7, right? So since we see that, so one of the number must, so now the logic goes, for example, if we suppose that 7 divides B, then 7 divides C. So because 7 divides this B times C. So now there must be one of the number be a multiple of B, multiple of 7. So suppose B is multiple of 7, and then the sum is also multiple of 7, so which means we can reason out that C is also multiple of 7, right? Yeah, so now if B and C, they're all multiple of 7, so we can just making it, so B equal to 7M, C equal to 7N. We can use 14 for it as well. We can directly use 14 as well. So, but I just use 7. I just use 7. So now in this case, we can cancel 27 out of 42 squared, so it's the 36. And M plus N is the 20. This is way easier for you to find. Two numbers sum is 20, two numbers product is 36. It's easy to find this two number. 2 and 18, right? So very easy to find out. So now M is the 2, N is the 18. Then times the 7 to find that B is the 14. C, we don't care about the C actually. It's 126, right? So now we don't care about, because we want the smallest number is the B here. So it's the 14. Is this medium or hard?
Yeah.
Medium or hard? Of course, it's not easy. It's medium. So medium or hard? Medium. Okay. Medium. Okay, medium. For question 28, I have a question. So does it really necessary for this two to be one card, this two to be one card, this two to be one card?
Yes.
Does the question really mention about it?
Because you see it, 46, all the others
No. So I mean, so it's sure that B must be this 2. Of course, B must be this 2. But then, and B must be the back to front. But then so is it possible that C is the what, 13? But A is the 13. Is it possible A is the 13? I don't know. So maybe yes. So for example, we have a solution for A equal to 3, C equal to 13, right? What's wrong? Then is it possible that for A equal to 13, C equal to 3? So just so C is on the back of E. Is it possible? No. So maybe so you see. So I just see that this paper there are so many places that is not that accurate. So the description of this one is not accurate. So generally speaking, we should know that A, B, C, they're all same number, but then this is even, and odd. So which means B have a distinct parity with 2 based on parity. If B is the 2, then the sum must be 47 plus 2 is the 49. So now this is always okay because 2 must be on the back of the only odd number 47, right? So B is the 2. So the sum is 49. So now we can see C would then equal to 13. And then we see that E is between 47 and 36. So A must be between B and C, right? So now, because some constant, so A must be between 2 and 13. And since A is a prime number, A is the 3, 5, 7, 11. The sum of this four number is the 26. So now, if you count the 13 as well, so if you think A and C can change the position, the answer should be 39. But I don't think so. I think so. Most students just understand the question with the 26. So I think 26. I think 26. Right? Hmm. 29 is I even want to say this is an easy question because we trained this got a lot of times. Right.
You just take 66 minus 60 and then 66 minus 50.
Yeah. There are two different methods for it. So the method one is just we look at it in the opposite side. So now it's that those who cannot do anything, right? Cannot play piano, we have the 6. Cannot play the violin, we have the 8. Cannot play flute is the 11. Cannot play the trumpet is what's trumpet? Drum?
No, trumpet is the 吹的.
Oh yeah, you know, yeah, 16, right? Okay, so now, so suppose that all these guys are different. So now it's the 66 minus 6 plus 8 plus 11 plus 16, right? So the remaining guy must be capable of all. So what is the answer for this question? 25, right?
50.
Why 50? Of course, it's total minus extra. Of course, it's total minus extra. Probably we have the 66 people.
Oh, teacher.
Yeah, you are using a different way, right? So it's okay. Right. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay, the method 2 we have is the total people and the total frequency to solve this question. Since now we see adding all this number together is the total time each person is counted, right? And then, so this one, this is the total frequency. What is this sum, by the way? So this is the 2, 2, 2, 3. So now, all these people are counted for 223 times. And then we want to see how many students is counted for 4 times. So we just suppose that every student is counted for 3 times. We have the 198. So the extra time, we have extra 25 times. So the extra 25 times working for 25 students to be counted 4 times, right? So those method is okay. I thought this is an easy question. We trained this question a lot of time. There is no trap for this question. And then the question 30, actually, I just wondering if so the logic is simple, but I'm not so sure if the actual case can be constructed. So now it says that, so we have a 300 patients, so which means on each day, we must have abundant doctor to take care of all the 300, which makes it into 800, right? So now, actually, we see that one senior, how many patient can one senior be taken care in one day? So yeah, so now you see that, so each senior can look 25 per day. But then in every 7 days, they can only take care of 5 of them. So now it's 25 times, so 25 times 5 divided by 7. So on average is the 125 over 7 patients per day. On average. Yeah. A junior, on the other hand, so he can see 20, but he works 6 days a week. So now it's the 7 over 120 per day on average. So now we need to see that. So now we have 800 patients, but then we already have, right? We already have the 10 senior and 20 junior. So let's see what is the existing doctor taken care of. So now we minus this 10 times 7, 125, then minus 20, and then this is the 7 over 120, right? So now total minus the existing doctors. This is the actual working for doctor we need. Yeah. And then because we see that the senior doctor is always more effective than junior doctor, right? So we can assume that we only hire the senior doctor. We suppose that we only hire the senior doctor, so we just divide by a 7 over 125. So now this is the minimum needed. So this should be a 15 and 3/5. 3/5. So now this number is smaller than 16. So of course, 15 is not enough. So the minimum value is 16. So now is, but then the problem is 16, will 16 work? The problem. You sure?
I didn't check because I answered.
So no, so I mentioned in the last class such that, so in NMOS sometimes you don't need construction, you only need to just write the answer, you just find the answer and it should be okay. And then so no, I think it's okay because we have a 0.4 doctor vacancy. A 0.4 doctor taking care of so many patients. So I think it's okay. So let's see. So no. So just let's see. Can we make it? So can we make it correctly? So generally, on average, we have, so now in this case, actual case, we should have 26 senior and then 20 junior, right? The things goes like this. And then so now we just try to arrange the doctors on average, as average as possible. So on average, 26 senior, so which means it's something like the 26 senior. So 26 times 7/5. So what is this? 130 divided by 7. 8, right? 18 something, right? 18 something. So on average, we can have 18 senior per day. So 18 senior, 18. The total sum is 130, right? 18, and then the last day maybe we arrange for we arrange something more. With the 18 senior, and then maybe we arrange something like the 6 of the 18. What's wrong? 1, 2, 6. So we no, it's 108. So 108. So which means we have 22 senior, right? And then so for the junior, 20 times 6, 120 divided by 7 is a 17. It's just 17. So now it's just so 17 junior, 17 junior, 17 junior, 17 junior, 17 junior, 17 junior, and then this in this state it would be like maybe we need some 17 times 6 is the end up with a 2, right? The total end, so it's 18 junior. And of course, this is not scientific. This is not scientific because 18 senior and 17 junior won't work. Won't be. By the way, is it already sufficient? Let me check about it. So 18 senior. 18 times 25, right? 18 times 25. So it's the 450. And 17 can take the 340. You see, this is not enough. Oh, we only have 790 per day. We need to balance it. We just need to see whether we can find a way to balance it or not. So I think the 16 is not that easy to construct. That's why I say like this, right? So to balance this thing, we can just simply make this thing into the 19. Because we can just 19. And then here, then we make this one, on the other hand, we only have the 16, right? We don't have 16 here. And then so the 16 senior, so this total also makes sense. And then so now in this case, we have the 475. But then so we still need the 17 junior here. So this is a problem. You see that it's not so 16 may not be able to arrange it. 18. Maybe we have a more balanced way. So we make 19, 18. This is better. So now we have the 21 here. So now we have the 17, 18, 17. 17, 18. 17. So sorry. I write it the wrong way. So 17, 18. 17. So now what is the last day? The last day, so how many are there in the last day? So 5, 5, 5, we have 15. So let's check. I think this one work. I think this one work. So obviously this one work, right? And this all the 6 work. So just check if this one work. So this is a 21 times 25. So it's the
105 plus 42.
4
Plus 42.
40 525, right? 525 and 300. Yeah, it worked. It worked. So that so you see 26 senior and 20 junior work. So it worked. So we can you cannot remove one senior, because if you remove one senior, actually you remove the 5 senior, because one senior work for 5 days. Yeah, you can move this one some. Yeah, you can move this one somewhere. Yeah. So the answer is 16. 16 really work. It's medium or hard, by the way. I think if the answer is 17, of course it's a hard question, because you need to prove it's not constructible. But if the answer is 16, I think it's medium. It's not that hard. Yeah. 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 So 21, 31, student in this classroom all get a different answer on 31. I don't know why, but this question is the same like previous one. So we see the 120 degree, we just make an equilateral triangle here, right? We make an equilateral triangle like I think I also get 27. So I think 27 is correct. I am a student. Everyone is student until his end. You are learning by all your life. 27. So now, if we make it into a equilateral triangle, the side length of this equilateral triangle should be 2 here, right? And then 7 here and 3 here. The side length is the 12. Yeah. So now 12 times 3. We don't care about FE. We don't care about FE. So now we see that. So if we make it into a triangle, then what is missing? So now we can turn this side here. So now this is one missing side, v minus 3. We can turn this line here. So this is the missing. We have a minus 4. We can move this side here and this side. So this is a 4, right? Of course, this is a 4. So we can move this side here and this side. Sorry, it's not parallel. I draw it in a more parallel way. So this is the missing part, which is minus 2, right? So we just use a total equilateral triangle, then minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. 36 minus 9, 27. 27. So I think it's correct. But then, so I just wonder why students in this classroom all get a different answer. Yeah. Yeah, that's a medium. Question 32, I have to say I put the exact same question in our P6 ED selection, but then it's not P5 ED selection, so maybe we didn't see it. Yeah, right. So now, hey, so for this one, so first, if you look at the total triangle, it's hard for you to find. The easiest way for you to find the answer is you only look at the black. You like black. So now, yeah.
You see this? This one will be 2 plus. No, this will be 5. This will be 3 plus 9.
No, I don't like this method. So I prefer, hey, this question, the basic rule is that if you look at the black triangle, it's easy to count the black triangle actually. Yeah, because black triangle is always times 3, times 3, times 3. Right? So now black triangle is times 3 each time. Because this is how the picture is moved. How it's drawn, because each picture we just repeat the triangle 3 times. The repeated part is the black part. The white part in the middle is never repeated. And then for the white part, so for the white, you can use 2 different ways to determine it. You can use plus times 3 plus 1 each time. But then it's harder for you to find the general term in this format. I prefer to use another C because you see, where does this white come from? This triangle help you tell the relationship of 2 to the power of n and 3 to the power of n. So this triangle have a relationship here. So because if you look at it, the total number of the total area is 2 to the power of 2n. The number of black triangles is 3 to the power of n. So this triangle actually tells the relationship of these two values. Yeah. Or maybe it's 4 to the power of n and 3 to the power of n, right? So now for the y, hey, instead of so you have the times 3 plus 1, but it's harder for you to calculate this way. But instead, I tell you a logic. Instead, where do we find the white triangle? So you would see that. So this white triangle can be seen by each picture. We draw one white triangle between every black triangle, right? Okay. So for every black triangle, we draw a white triangle inside of it. So which means the number of white triangle is always increased by the black triangle in previous picture. Yes, because the middle. So because this is not the correct way. The correct way is you also need to divide the middle one into several black triangles, white triangles, but they just didn't divide it. So now again, right? So the white triangle, right, is the plus the black triangle in the previous picture, right? So I think this is better for you to understand it. So it's easier for you to find out, right? So this is easier. Instead of times 3 plus 1, this is easier for you to understand. And so now we will see that. So now which means we want to find the 7th picture. The 7th black would then just be the 3 to the power of 7, quite obvious. What about the 7th white? So now the 7th white is from the 0 plus the first. So now it's the right, you see, plus the first picture is black, plus the second, plus the third, plus the 6th. Yes, it's 3 to the power of 1. So the 7th picture is the 3 to the power of 7. Right? So now you see, right? So this is easier for you to make the white the expression like this. Starting is 0. The start is 0. Oh, you can start with 1. Yeah, okay, you can start with 1. You can start with 1. Makes no difference. Makes no difference, right? Okay, so now this one is the 2187. This one you can use the geometry sequence to find out. This is 3 minus 1, 3 to the power of 7 minus 1 is the 2186, the 1093, or 1093.
So fast.
217 minus 1 divided by 2. So now the difference is the 1094. 1094. I thought this is hard. Yeah, I treat this as I thought this is hard. Pattern 33 is total. This question is easier than I thought. Because obviously total minus extra, total is easy to count. But for extra, for those who contain the shaded region, I thought it's hard, but I find actually it's easy. Yeah, because right. So yeah. So actually, because right, this picture can be treated as 2 units. So one is this 3. This is the 2 times 5, and another is this 3 times 4. Right. Okay. So now they have the overlapping region. So first, if we find the total, so when we want to find the total, we can use the sum of rectangle in this 2 region minus the overlapped one. So now for the 3, so the purple one, 3C2 for the horizontal line, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6C2 for the vertical line. And then for the blue is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 4C2 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5C2. And then minus the overlapping region. So which is this is the overlapping region. It's a 2 times 3.
You count the one that above, and then you count the one that's below and then down.
No, this is a total. I mean, this is a total. So this is easy way to count the total.
This will be 3 times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So yeah, what you say makes sense. So you just count so you just look at shade, right? So look at the rectangle above it, below it, and then this regions, right? I think okay. I think it's okay, right? Since as long as you make the answer correct. But I just want to use one formula to solve it all, by the way, right? So now in this case, this is the 3 times 45, and then this is 60, and then minus this is a 18, right? So this is the 87. And the extra is those with the shaded region.
24.
So now the problem is this shade, the shade only occur in the blue rectangle, right? Has nothing to do with the purple rectangle. So we only count those with this blue in the blue rectangle, and this is quite easy because we have 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, right? 2 times 2 times 2 times 3, so it's a 24. 87 minus 24, so it's the 67. But I won't call it an easy question. I call it a medium question. No. So for count, it's also easy to make mistakes. It's easy, but it's easy to make mistakes. Yeah.
Teacher, look, you can do this.
Hmm? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Hey. So now, hey, the problem is for counting questions. You have so many different methods. But I teach you the method that is, the not even the easiest, the fastest, and the less mistake you can make, right? So, okay, we go to the hardest question today. The case is no one made it correct so far. So, for students in this classroom, for students outside this classroom, right? For some students who only made one question wrong, they made this question wrong. So, yes, I am a student, but I never say I'm a student in this classroom. I'm a student in another classroom, in the classroom of life, maybe. Yeah, okay. So now, hey, you see that, hey, sit down. So we want to find the smallest number larger than 2,000 in the last row. But maybe we should first, it's made by several triangles. Maybe we just count how many numbers are there in each of the triangle. First triangle have 1, this have 1 plus 2, this have 1 plus 2 plus 3, right? So first of all, we can know that the number in the nth triangle would then be 1 plus 2 plus 3 to n. So it's half times n plus 1, right? And so now the largest number is always at the corner of this triangle, right? So now which means we can find the largest number. Right? So now we just find, because this number is in the first row, right? Maybe we just look at this number, the number on the corner of all this triangle. And so now it's just the sum of all the numbers. So now it's the half times 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. And yeah, so it's just, so this one actually is just the n plus 2 C3. But why is that? So we can explain it this way. We can explain this way. But yeah. So yeah, it is. And so it is. And so the easiest way we can is splitting way for it. So because we see, so now it's like this. So 1 times 2 can be written as 1, 2, 3 minus 0, 1, 2 times a third. 2 times 3 can be written as 2, 3, 4 minus 1, 2, 3 times a third. No, so this is how you get this formula, right? And then in the end, n times n plus 1 equal to n plus 1, n plus 2, right? Minus n minus 1 and n plus 1, also times a third. So when we adding all the stuff together, you will see that all the middle term are cancel out. So the only remaining here, so would then be, so in the bracket is the 1/3 of the last term, n plus 1, n plus 2, minus the first term, 0, 1, 2. Minus 0 means nothing, so it's the 1/6 times n plus 1 times n plus 2. This is the formula you learn, right? Also, it can be written as n plus 2 C3, right? Yeah. Yeah. So many ways to get this. So many ways to get this, right? And then, so this question actually should be last year because 204 is one of this number. 204 is, yeah. So, yeah. So now, if you can try, hey, so now, if you know the 204, you know how to do it. But then, so how do we find? So now we need to find, so when will this thing, right? So when will this is, so 1/6 times m plus 1, m plus 2. We want to make this one close and then, so close but slightly larger than 2000, right? Okay, so now, but then how to find this number? So which means we times the 6 to here. So now it's the n times m plus 1 times m plus 2 should be slightly larger than 12000. And this one can be regarded as something like m plus 1's cube. So we can find which cube number is equal to 12000. So we know that 20's cube is 8000 is close, right? We just try it up, and up. Yeah, and then you should find, right? So now, so which means, so we can just use this one to estimate it, and then we find out that, yeah, so now 22, 23, 24 equal to 2024. So which means the 2024 is the last of the ends of the 22nd triangle, right? Okay.
Then you minus the.
So now, hey, we defined 2024. 2024 is not, hey, 2024, this one is the end of the 22nd triangle. But we must have a number before it. Then you do have a pattern here. So now, how do we trace from the last number from backward? Yeah, so you see, so this one is the second one minus 2, third one minus 3, the fifth one minus 5. So obviously for the 22nd, we minus a 22 to get the previous number, so which is the 2002. And then we minus a 21 to the previous number, so which is a 1981. So now the largest number in the last row, yeah, is 202. 202. Yeah. Oh, so you see, if you only remember this formula, it's hard for you to memorize all the formulas. So the key point is you need to know where this formula comes from, and then it's easier for you to memorize it. Oh, we remember that it's n plus 2 c3, but why is n plus 2 c3? We have a combination explanation for this formula to work actually. So now, this is hard, right? So I know the 2024. So when I see this question, I know 2024 is the number we find. But the problem is, if we don't know the 2024, right, you should try some number to find this 22, right? 22 is not that easy for you to find. But I see some students who find this 2024 and find this 22, but still make it wrong. The last question, is this question easy or so? No, this is medium or hard. So I just wondering. So the problem for this question is the smallest case constructible? If it's constructible, then it's easy. Then it's medium. Yeah. So now, if this question is harder, so the case, the minimum case cannot be constructed. You should find the second medium, the second smallest. Then that makes question hard. So I remember it's constructible, so it's okay. So generally, for this A, B, C, D, E. So first, we want to make the smallest difference of the first and the last. So we should make the first one as low as possible, the last one as high as possible, right? So how to make it? So generally, the first thing is we know that everyone plays 4 games, and then A have 1 lose. So A's point is at most none. Right? A's point at most none. And then secondly, B have no losing record, right? B have no losing record. So now B either have 2 win, 2 draw, which is the 8, or 1 win, 3 draw, which is the 6. Or maybe 4 draw, which is the 4. B can only be 4 or 6 or 8. But which number is it? So first, if B is the 8, then A would be 9. It's too large, right? C would be too small. And then, so 4 is too small because if B is the 4, then can at most is the 4, 3, 2, 1. The sum is only 19. So B must be 6. So which means B must be 6. So 6 is made by 1 win, 3 draw. And then since B is 6 already, we want to make A as minimum as possible. So we try to make this A to be the 7. So which is the 7 is made by 2 win, 1 draw, 1 lose, right? And then, so now the sum of these numbers would then be 11. To make numbers as close as possible, we have the 542, right? Because the average is 12, it's 543. So 542 to make the number the closest. So this is the closest point we can construct, but is it possible? We can check in different realms. So first, for the C guy, right? So C must be made by 1 win, 2 draw, 1 lose. E must be 2 draw, 2 lose. And then we should know that because the total point is 24, we can count the total draws.
Yeah, only 6.
Yeah, not only 6. 6 is very large. Total draw is the 5C2 times 3 minus 24 is the 6 draws. So now, if we have 6 draws, which means the total draw game is 6. So now the total draw adding up by all the players would then be 12, right? Because each draw is counted twice. So now, which means, so now Steve would have 12 minus 1 minus 3 minus 2 minus 2 is 4 draws. It's 4 draw work, 4 draw work, right? So this is the minimum possible case, and it's constructible. So maybe this is just the answer. So now the answer cannot be smaller than that, right? Yeah, so it's the 45. And then the problem is, can we construct relationship to make it? We need to check. Yeah. Yeah. We need to check. I didn't check it. So I don't have abundant time, so I didn't check it. But I think it's constructible since. Yeah. So now for D is the 4 draw. So first, the 4 draw here, right? The 7, 6, 5, 4, 2. So everyone just draw with the D first. And then so we can look at the. So because A's draw is to D, so A must lose to B, right? A must lose to B. And then B draw with everyone else. A win with everyone else. And then so draw. So the only game we don't know is the C and E. Of course, C win against the E. Right? Okay, work. Right. So now the answer is 45. Okay, so now there's a medium. So since the minimum value is constructible, I think it's a medium question. If the minimum value is not constructible, we should find the second medium, right? It's the hard question. Okay, so let me calculate those lines. So first, it's about the. So the first thing you need to know is about the top 30, or maybe it's the selection line. So because selection is the top 20 PR and citizen. So it's just about the top 30 overall, right? So I think these two lines should be the same. Selection for IMSO. So I think this line is the 65 this year. I think it's 65. Maybe lower. Maybe I give you more tolerance, maybe 62 to 65. Just in this range. And then, so this one, right? This is what I know from the good students of the result I received. And then for the gold line, I always use the method. So for gold student, they got 80% of the easy question correct, and then 50% of the medium question correct, and then no question correct for the hard question. Only we have one hard question, by the way, or two. Do I write 1 or 2? Right? Okay, let me check. So how many total easy are there? So we have 10. So this is 10, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16, 26, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18, 44. So 44. Oh no, for gold, maybe I lowered level is 70%, because NMOS gold is not like the RMO HD. It has a lower level, so maybe 70%. 70%. Yeah. And then so the medium question, let's check about the medium question. So it's about the 1, 2, 4 point, 4, 7, 10, 13, 16, 20, 24, 28. And all the rest are hard. 28. So now we have 8 points that is hard, right?
Oh.
So now let's check about the gold line. So the gold line calculator 44 times
right, 30 marks plus 40, it's 44, around
44. Maybe lower than that. Maybe lower than that. So because each year the NMOS is always lower than my expectation. So maybe it's just about 40. I think it's about 40.
No, it's always about 40. That's like average.
Yeah. Maybe just 40.
That's like average for the
40 to 44. Maybe something like this. Right.
Okay. All of us will get a goal.
Yeah. So okay. So that's all. That's all for the online stream. Okay. You take a break for 10 minutes and we go back for the graph series. The last. You remember that we have one chapter remain uncoded in last chapter, right? Yeah.
Let me just step back.
Okay.
I spend my life.
流可以断了，流可以断了。
Yeah, time for me to eat.
Yeah.